lockdown. Hopefully that'll happen. Hopefully it'll happen before I choose to cut my own hair with a knife and fork. I really miss my barber. Anyway, never mind all that. Let's get settled. I'm just going to check that Jamie's back so I can have a quick check. Jamie, you're back. Jamie, I think last week your mic got switched off for some reason, so we could hear what was going in your room. Your mic's currently muted, which is great, but if it gets switched to unmute for any reason, the camera will keep cutting to you every time there's any noise in the background. So everybody else, rather than seeing me, if I'm quiet for whatever reason, yeah. So I'm just checking you. You're fine right now. Awesome. So we've just gently crossed that 5 o'clock mark by about 5 seconds. It's the middle of the week. We're ready for our Vinyasa practice. We're all getting ready to sit down and calm down and let go of our whole week. Anything that's going on, just let it be. For the next 60 minutes with me, you can relax. If you were walking to the studio right now, you'd be able to hang your worries on that hook. And as you're not walking into the studio right now, you can imagine doing that anyway. So you can let go and just be free. You can have it all back after 60 minutes, up to you, or just leave it there. Settle your hips a bit deeper into the ground and imagine your spinal bones stacking a little taller through your back as you reach the energy straight up between your shoulder blades and press the crown of your head a little higher to the sky and feel that spine drop into a nice neutral line. Feel your shoulders melting away from your ears, so your shoulders can drop down a little lower as the crown of your head lifts up a little higher, and you can tuck your chin in slightly closer to your throat. Maybe you allow your gaze to sit on one spot, or even close your eyes for this part. Sensing where gravity is holding you to the ground, where your hands are resting on your thighs. And we'll gently come into a 4-4 breath. That just means we're inhaling for 4 to my count and exhaling for 4 to my count to get us going. I'd like you to seal your lips so that you're practicing breathing through your nose. There are lots of different yoga breathing techniques. This is one of the easiest ones. And it helps us fuel the flow for the practice. Whisper sound. Lips are sealed. Let the air naturally leave your lungs and then inhale with me for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 4, 3, keep going, 2, 1, last time together, inhale, 1, 2, keep breathing in, 3, 4, lungs are full, exhale, 4, 3, keep breathing out, 2, 1, breathe naturally through the nose, and just be aware of any sensations in your body. These subtle messages that come from deep inside, the ones that we clear a space for to arrive at our conscious awareness in our practice. It's one of the blessings of having the practice, giving yourself this time when we can go through a series of poses and get physically demanding. That's all good at one level, but at another level, how often do you just listen to your inner state? Maybe you do it all the time, or maybe this is a special time. As you allow your awareness to dive deep inside of you, way beyond your head and in through your heart, into your body, I'd like you to place your right hand on your heart space, which should be kind of still right now, and your left hand on your abdomen, which will move with your breath. And we'll set our intention for the practice together. May this practice heal and strengthen your body and your mind. May this practice heal and strengthen your body and your mind. Allow the cadence of your now Ujjayi, flowing ocean breath to move you into an all fours position. And we'll start by warming up through the sagittal plane. So your hands are directly underneath your shoulders and your knees are directly underneath your hips as you press down through your palms. Unlike me, I modified to my fists because of my surgery. I'd like you to puff your shoulders up. Good. Take a full breath all the way in, and as you exhale, find your cat pose first. So arch your spine high and draw your chin towards your chest, and then inhale. Maybe you soften through your elbows as you lower your belly towards the ground and lift your chin towards the sky. Cow pose. Inhale, cat pose. Arch. Feel the stretch through your back. Inhale, cow. Feel the dip through the front line of your belly. You're warming up through your spine, through the sagittal plane. Moving your spine through its full range, flexing backwards and extending forwards as you feel the breath move through your body and move your spine. One more breath in your own cadence, and then come back to your all fours position. And we'll set up the gate pose to open up through the frontal plane. So step your right leg out to the right side of your mat and come on up onto your left knee and let your left hand rest on your right thigh. I'll take my tongue out of my mouth and inhale your left hand all the way up and over. Try not to let your left hand go forward like this and do all this kind of stuff. What you're trying to do is come up through the frontal plane. So you're trying to keep that left elbow nice and high instead of dropping it forward. That's just lazy. So you can get a nice stretch through your left rib cage. Oh. Nice stretch through the left rib cage. I want you to tickle the air through your nose into your left lung and let the breath stretch the rib cage open. Good. Feel the fullness of your breath as you expand all the way from your armpit down to the outside of your thigh and knee. Good. Then gently float that left hand back onto the floor and float your right foot up into the air and just activate through your oblique muscles. So the muscles along the top side of your body, your right side now. Get a little contraction as you lift through your leg and press your right heel away and reach your right hand up towards the sky and warm up through the smaller joints. So just roll your wrist around and roll your ankle around, maybe 2 or 3 times in both directions. Good. Keep the breath going so you can fuel your practice. Nice. And then gently place your right foot back on the floor and walk your left hand out in front of you and reach your right fingertips towards the sky. Push the ground away through your left palm. Then exhale, breathe out to dive your right shoulder to the ground and feel this transverse stretch. So you're rotating around your neutral spine. You're twisting around your spinal bones and opening up through the inner right thigh. Long, steady breath as you lift your left shoulder as high as you can. Good. Let the breath flow and notice how it leaves your body. And then inhale to float your right hand all the way back up towards the sky. Reach it up high. And then place your right hand on the floor. We'll switch to the other side. So step your right knee and step your left foot all the way out. Come into the frontal plane on the opposite side. Left hand, left thigh. And inhale the right hand up and over, stretching out through the right rib cage this time as you move your elbow over your shoulder, consciously lifting it higher. You use your breath to open up through the rib cage. Good work, all of you. One more long breath in. And always stay for the exhale. Then inhale to dive your right hand onto the floor and elevate your left leg off the ground and activate through the obliques on the other side. And lift your left hand towards the sky. Keep that left ankle nice and high. We're warming up those muscles for half moon here. And rotate through the wrist and rotate through the ankle. So that those joints get a little bit of looseness. Any fascial adhesions, you can start to work them off. Any sticky bits in the joints. And then gently float the left foot back onto the ground and get set up for your transverse plane. So press through your right palm, inhale left hand towards the sky, exhale to dive all the way down and around your neutral spine. Maybe you can melt your left shoulder onto the ground. Maybe feel that really nice secondary stretch through your inner left thigh. As you take one more big breath in, the breath massages the whole of the torso. The lungs filling with air changes the pressure through all the internal organs. And then as you inhale this next time, float your left hand all the way back up towards the sky. Reach it up high. And then place your left hand on the floor and come into a nice early wide-legged forward fold. So just straighten up through your right leg. Wyndham, I need you to trust what your body tells you about your Achilles tendon. If you need to take rest, modify, bring your knees to the floor, please do. The rest of us perhaps reaching the hands beyond the knees, calves, or ankles to draw the forehead or head down to the ground. And allow yourself to open up through the inner thighs, the hamstrings, back of your knees, calf muscles, low back, middle back, shoulders sink towards the earth. Good. Inhale, come up halfway, but don't use your hands to support you. Just use your energy in your legs. So you can keep your hands on your legs. Just energizing through the back line of your body, then exhale, forward fold. Good. This time, we're going to come up and rotate to the front edge of the mat. So we'll rotate to the right and come into pyramid pose. So just rotate to the right and come into pyramid pose. Right foot is out in front. Good. And we're going to take 3 breaths to drop the knee to the ground and open up through the hip flexors. So inhale, left knee to the ground, heart reaches high. Exhale, straighten back into your pyramid pose. This time, inhale. As the left knee touches the ground, you can float the hands high, maybe up towards the sky, maybe the palms even touch, your choice. Exhale, hands to the ground, straighten through both legs, big stretch to the right hamstring. Inhale, drop your left knee. Both hands this time can sweep back. Open the heart space up and around as you press your palms together and open through your hip space. Good, big breath in here. As you exhale, hands back down to the ground and into your pyramid pose and rotate to the back edge of your mat. So you're turning to the left, to the left, to the left by 180 degrees. You're back in pyramid pose on the other side. Wyndham, please be careful. This is your right foot. I believe this is the one's affected. You may need to come to the ground with your knee here. Everybody else, take a nice big breath in to drop your right knee to the ground now and lift your heart space. Stretch through your right hip. Good. Exhale, pyramid pose. Strong and long through your left hamstring. Inhale, drop your right knee to the ground and float the arms comfortably a little higher, maybe towards the sky as you open up through the hips a little deeper. Your core is switching on. Exhale, hands to the ground, all the way back into your pyramid pose. And then inhale, this time we'll go long and strong, sweeping the arms all the way back, opening out through the heart space and pressing the palms together. Big stretch through the heart space. Good, then exhale, float both hands back onto the ground, come back into your pyramid pose. Nice, rotate back towards the edge of your mat. So your right foot's at the front of your mat, the left foot's at the back of the mat, or wherever is comfortable. And just walk your feet in slightly and come into a squatting pose. So open a little deeper into your inner thighs. If you need to rest your elbows onto your knees, please do, or sit onto a block, please do. Just give your hips a chance to open. Just give your hips a chance to open. And generally speaking, when we come into a posture, the functional flexibility gains start when we've been in a stretch pose for around about 60 seconds. After that, we tend to improve the functional flexibility of the hip or the joint that we're working with. So the shorter holds are good to warm up, and the longer holds are good to find functional flexibility in the joints. We use the shorter holds to get used to stuff, right? Good, one more long breath in. We've just crossed that 1 minute mark, so we're really opening up through the hips now. Nice, place your hands back onto the floor and straighten out through your legs and step your feet out once. So heels out, toes out once, then just come on up and lift both hands up towards the sky, come into star pose. Nice, your feet are pressing out by 45 degrees and you'll bend your knees to come into goddess pose. So we're gonna fire up through the bigger muscles in the legs. I'd like you to cactus your arms And draw your elbows as wide as you can until you feel your shoulder blades pressing into the back of your heart space. Your fingers are super wide and long, so strong yogi palms. Good. Breath is still a 4-4 count as you maybe sit a little deeper, pressing your knees out over your toes to protect the inner and outer seams of your legs. Good. One more breath in. And stay for the exhale. Then inhale on up to star pose. Rotate to the front of your mat. Forward fold into pyramid pose. And step yourself forward into your forward fold. And allow gravity to soften through your spine. See how much you can allow your forehead, crown of the head to soften towards the ground. And if you're comfortable in this pose, I'd like you to place your right hand on your left bicep and place your left hand just inside the crook of your right elbow. If you need to modify, bend your knees a lot, touch the floor. It's more important that you listen to your body than anything I've got to say. Maybe you can feel a gentle expansion from the back of your heels and up through your Achilles tendons and back of your calves. Softening through the back of your knees and all 4 of your hamstrings. In fact, if you take your right hand now and just place it on the back of your right thigh, you'll feel those hamstrings. And if you palpate from the back of your knee all the way to your pelvic bone, you can feel those 4 muscles. I just want you to be aware of what those muscles are. Sometimes I mention hamstrings as if it's obvious. I'm on a course, another course right now, teaching us all about hamstrings. It's really on my mind. Good. Inhale, take a halfway lift for me. Let me see a beautiful, strong, vibrant spine engaged with every single muscle, holding it long and powerful as you weave your shoulder blades together and reach the crown of your head forward, and then shift your hips a little closer to the top of the mat. So you're really leaning into that central line of gravity through your hips, knees, and ankles. Strong through your back, take a breath in, then exhale, forward fold, release everything, let it go. Everything you just engaged, let it soften. Let's come twice more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Notice if you're trying too hard. Inhale, halfway lift. And also notice if you're giving up too easily. Exhale, forward fold. Good. This time, let's come into Tadasana. So bend your knees a lot and inhale to begin to straighten through your hips. Back is still curved. Your shoulders and your head comes up last. And as they do, allow your breath to fill your lungs as you lift your hands and float the palms all the way up towards the sky. And I'd like you to come into a little mini back bend as you push down through all 4 corners of your feet and lift up through your heart space. And press your fingertips even higher towards the sky. Take a big breath in, and then exhale your hands into your heart center, Samastitihi. And we'll get ready for our sun salutation. I'm going to do the first one with you, and then I'm going to come and guide you through the next 2. So getting ready for sun salutation A, I would like you to come into Tadasana first. It's such a basic posture, but it's always worth practicing it. I'm sure you know this. I hope you know this. Your feet are hips distance apart, and you can let your hands soften down towards your hips now. And I'd like you to consciously push down through all 4 corners of your feet. Inhale all 10 toes up off the floor. Spread them as wide as you can, and exhale to press them back into the ground. And feel your feet holding the earth underneath you. It's as if the strength of your feet can move through your mat and start to change the shape of the floor underneath you. With this power, this connection with the earth underneath you, switch on your calf muscles and lift your kneecaps slightly, but keep the knee joint off lock so it's powerful. And then raise the energy up through your thighs and bring the energy into your belly and draw your belly in and up and engage your Uddiyana Bandha. I want you to feel like there's an airbag on the inside of your spine, protecting the bones of the spine. And it's wrapped using the outside muscles of your core to keep it there, protecting your lumbar spine. With this energy engaged, lift the heat it creates up through your torso until it reaches your heart space. And when it does, allow it to broaden out. It's like you could smile open your collarbones and let this naturally externally rotate your shoulders and move your palms outwards towards the front and stretch the skin on your hands so you can engage your wrist bandha, hasta bandha, and then let the energy come straight up through the back of your neck and lift the crown of your head 1/10 of a millimeter closer to your own ceiling. As you feel the engagement with the earth through your feet, you can feel the energy lifting through the crown of your head. It's almost as though you're lengthening your body, and actually you are, because you're doing the opposite of slouching. Your breath is long, your bandhas are on, and your gaze is fixed on one point as we get ready to come into our sun salutation A. Exhale to empty your lungs, and then as you inhale, sweep both hands super wide of your heart space, straight up towards the sky until the palms touch, and then exhale, forward fold, hinge at the waist, towards Mother Earth. Inhale, take a halfway lift, super powerful through your breath. Then exhale, step both feet towards the back of the mat and come into a high plank with me and engage your body. So don't hang out here. Use this as an opportunity to switch on all the muscles, to protect all the joints. Keep all the ligaments strong. Press through the crown of your head and feel Tadasana lengthening through your feet. Your belly is in and on. Your breath is strong. You take a long breath all the way in as you puff up your shoulders and you stay for the exhale. Take another big breath in, and then as you exhale, rotate your elbows forward. Come forward slightly as I have done, so it looks like this. And then gently begin to lower yourself in a straight line down towards the earth until your chest touches the ground. You press the tops of your feet into the earth and squish your frontal hip joints down. Lift your kneecaps off the floor. Then roll your shoulders away from your ears as you inhale to lift your chest away from the ground and lengthen and strengthen through your neutral spine. Your hands now float from the floor so that you know that you're using your posterior chain. Take a long breath in as you push down through the tops of your feet and down through your hips. Lift your chest a little higher and lengthen through your neutral spine all the way through the crown of your head. Then take another full breath in, and as you exhale, tuck your toes, come through a little child's pose if you wish, and then all the way into downward facing dog as you lift your sit bones, your bum right up towards the sky. Good, and press your palms deeper into the earth. And with these two expressions, I want you to feel your spine lengthen and your neck soften. Allow your awareness to soften your shoulders and then move through your torso all the way to your belly button. And feel your navel moving in towards your spine as you engage Uddiyana Bandha. And then rotate your hips so you can press your bum cheeks even higher towards the sky. Wyndham, please be soft and gentle. Maybe come to your knees. Forgive me for reminding you so many times. Good, take a nice long breath in here as you push down through your hands. And as you exhale, shift your gaze to your hands. And on empty, walk towards the top of the mat until your toes are between your fingertips, still touching the floor. You come straight into your forward fold. Wait for your lungs to empty, and then use your inhale to find your halfway lift, strong and powerful through your back. Use your exhale to forward fold, long and soft through your posterior chain. Inhale, one breath, high press, sweep it super high, feel your heart energy rise. Press your palms, bring your hands back into your heart center. Take a moment to find your standing pose before we come for two more sun salutation A's. I want you to bring your awareness straight into your torso and let it sit deep inside of you through the whole of the postures. Feel your breath, feel the movement. And let go of some of the finer details. Inhale, both hands fully up towards the sky. Sun salutation A. Exhale, bow from the hips towards Mother Earth. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back for high plank and use an inhale to switch on the whole of your body. before exhaling the whole of your body to the earth. Inhale, baby cobra, as you melt your shoulders away from your ears and lift your chest space. Exhale, downward facing dog, presses the bum towards the sky and the chest towards the thighs. Actively lift your heels as you breathe in, and actively soften your heels towards the earth as you breathe out. Twice more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, soften the heels. Once more. Inhale through the nose. Good. Exhale, bend your knees, look to your hands, float to the top of the mat. Inhale, take your halfway lift, reach through your back. Exhale, forward fold, relax through your back. Inhale, one breath, reach both hands towards the sky. Lift your heart space as your palms press. Straight back in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back. One breath. Chaturanga Dandasana takes you from high plank to low plank. If it's in your practice, modify otherwise. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. If it's in your practice, lift your heart space. Big breath, exhales to downward facing dog as you ripple like a wave in the ocean. Hips press towards the sky, hands press towards the earth, and the heart draws to your awareness. One more breath in as we get ready to practice balancing. Exhale, bend your knees, look to your hands and lightly fly to the top of the mat. Good. Inhale, take your halfway lift, feel your back engaged, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, one breath, float both hands all the way up towards the sky, and then exhale, bring your hands into your heart center and re-establish your Tadasana. I want you to feel your feet grip the earth. There's 2 feet on the floor right now. You can feel the power of the earth underneath you. You can feel gravity holding you onto the planet. Wyndham, I'd like you to step closer to something you can hold on to. I don't want you to take any chances with your feet, please, and your Achilles tendon, please. Hold something, modify. Do not take any chances, and stop if you need to, everybody else. Gently shift your weight into your left foot. And inhale to raise your right knee about as high as your navel. Good. Can you feel your left foot holding the ground? The fascial tissue, the myofascial tissue that wraps and binds the muscles in your left calf is now speaking to your brain to tell you everything that's going on, and your brain sends messages back down to the muscles and fires up all the right stabilizer muscles so you can find your balance. As you lift the crown of your head a little higher and press your left hand to the outside of your right knee and reach your right hand straight out in front of you. There's a purpose to your whole posture. And inhale your right hand in a semicircle until your right fingertips are pointing as far back as you can take them. You're long through your body and rotated around your neutral spine as you press your right knee forward with your left hand. Good. That left foot still reading the ground. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, float your right hand all the way around. Try not to let it drop any lower than your right shoulder until you're right out in front of you, and then take prayer hands on the inside of your right knee. Build some tension between the inside of your right knee and your right hand so you can feel your deltoid being activated. You can feel your inner right thigh being activated by the resistance created through the back of your right hand and the inside of your right knee. And then inhale to press your right knee wide, lift the crown of the head tall and push down through the sole of the left foot, teaching the body to communicate with every muscle. Everything's involved here. Finding balance. Good. Gently exhale, draw your right knee back towards the center and wrap your hands around the back of your right thigh and press out through your right heel as you lengthen through your right leg until the right leg is parallel to the ground. And once it is, inhale, both hands up towards the sky and press your right heel straight out in front of you and activate through your Hasta Bandha. So broaden through your palms. Good. Draw your belly in and feel your breath as you press down through your left foot. And energize through your right hip that hip flexor strengthening, long. One more breath in, we're nearly there. Then gently exhale your right foot super slowly down on the floor as you bring your hands back into your heart center. Samastitihi finds half your weight in both feet. Both thumbs press onto your chest. Switch your weight gently into your right foot and exhale your left knee off the floor. And let your right foot read the ground. Let the messages arrive in your brain and let your brain send the right signals down to your foot so that your foot can stabilize. You may notice your right ankle is doing a little dance. It's constantly moving. It's not still. If you move your awareness down through your leg and into your ankle, you should feel tiny little movements, a millimeter this way, a millimeter that way. Constant corrections going on. It's like a supercomputer doing an incredible job. Good. Belly is on, spine is long. Tadasana through the body. Place your right hand on the outside of your left knee this time and reach your left hand forward. Keep that palm strong and broad, Hasta Bandha engaged, and then inhale, sweep your left hand in a big semicircle until you're reaching as far back as you can. That left shoulder is open and your spine is long. Press down through your right foot, draw your belly in. One more big breath. Nice, then exhale to bring that left hand all the way back to center. And bring your hands down into prayer on the inside of your left knee and allow the tension to build between your left hand and the inner left knee. I want you to feel this on your inner left thigh and the outside of your left shoulder. Don't just have your hand there because you know I can't see it. Build the tension, use the resistance to build some power and strength. Good. From here, inhale to broaden both arms wide and push the left knee out wide. So you can open up through your hips, strong through the muscles, stabilizing through the right leg. Nice. Take a nice long breath in and stay for the exhale as you push that left knee a little wider. Good. Then gently bring it back into center and wrap your hands around the back of your left thigh and press down through your right foot. Lift up through the crown of your head. Take a breath, and as you exhale, press your left heel forward. Lift your left heel a little higher for me, Kirsty. Lift the hands a little higher. Sarah, you can float your left calf 2, maybe even 3 millimeters further from your mat. Lift it a little higher, a little higher. Wyndham, please be careful with that Achilles tendon. I know it's floating in the air right now. Kirsty, I think you've got a little bit more power in your left. Yes. Good. For one more long breath all the way in as you reach up through your activated body. And then as you exhale, softly, you've got this, Sarah, don't let go. Softly float the left foot back down to the ground. Bring the hands back into your Samastitihi and rest your thumbs onto your chest plate. Now, physically, your skeletal structure will stop your hands coming any closer. Energetically, you can feel the energy of your hands now. And if you allow yourself, you can feel the energy of your hands moving beyond the restriction of the physical body and skeletal structure and into your heart space. You're connecting your energy into your heart space, becoming deeply aware of everything inside of you. Our postures can take giant steps through our physical yoga practice, but our internal awareness is something very worth cultivating and takes us deeper on our journey through yoga. Let's come into our sun salutation B, and maybe you can keep your heart-centered balance. Inhale, both hands towards the sky. Exhale, Utkatasana. So bend your knees and keep your hands lifted. Feel your heart energy, Sarah, lifting and reaching between your open palms as you broaden through your hands and sit your sit bones down a little closer to the ground. Wyndham, please modify. Kirsty, you've got 2 more millimeters to come down a little more and activate through the big, powerful legs. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, forward fold to the earth. Inhale, take a halfway lift. And exhale to step back. One breath is chaturanga, so high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog to open through your heart space, and exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe out to lift your hips. Inhale your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Keep the right hip neutral, Kirsty. Don't lift it, not now. Good. Exhale, draw your right knee into your chest and step your right foot between your hands. Inhale, come on up, but don't lift your hips. Crescent lunge, both hands lift. Right knee stacks directly over the right ankle. You're going to have to shorten your crescent lunge a lot more than that, Wyndham, to be careful with that left foot. Lift your heart energy a bit higher as you breathe in, fill your lungs, and then breathe out to warrior two. Reach that right hand forward. I want you to feel the warrior emerge from the ground up. Soles of the feet connect with the earth. The warrior comes up through the soles of your feet. Your foundation is built. You press your right knee out over your right ankle, Sarah, and then draw both legs in towards the midline. The belly draws in. Your torso lengthens as you reach your left shoulder back and press your right fingers a little further forward for me, Kirsty, and send your gaze straight through the front of your middle finger at the right hand. And then consciously flip your right hand over, reach forward, and inhale, reverse your warrior. Straight through the frontal plane. It's a big stretch through the right side of your body. Sarah, your right shoulder is dipping just a little bit and your right knee is collapsing in just slightly. Can you rotate your right knee out comfortably for me? Good. Find your balance. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, cartwheel your right hand and then your left hand over your head. Frame your right foot and step your right foot straight back into midair. So you're a 3-point high plank. 3-point high plank, strong through the core. Good work, Kirsty. Well done, Sarah. Beautiful. Take a big breath in and then press the tops of both feet down onto the floor and inhale up into your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot to the sky, three-legged dog. And exhale to draw your left knee in towards your chest. Push the ground away so far that you can, yes, step your left foot between your hands. Step your left foot between your hands, Sarah. Inhale, keep the hips low, lift the heart high. Crescent lunge. Right knee is off the floor as you begin to powerfully straighten out through the right leg, but keep the right knee off lock. Check in with your left knee and make sure it's directly above your left foot. Good. Reach your hands a little higher and open up through your heart space a little higher. Breathe in to find more height without lifting your hips, and breathe out to find warrior two, left hand out in front. Gaze like a laser beam through the front middle finger. Warrior emerges through the ground, feet, knees, hips, core, shoulders, broad, strong. Crown of the head lifts. Stare down the front of that middle finger for me, Sarah. Stare down the enemy. Flip the left hand, reach forward, inhale, reverse your warrior. It's like painting a rainbow. Through your left fingertips, up and over your head, big, full, extensive reach. Beautiful bind, Kirsty. Well done, Wyndham. Big breath in here as you stretch your left rib cage and then exhale. Cartwheel left hand, right hand to frame your left foot and then step your left foot all the way back. 3-point high plank. Breath in, exhale, 3-point low plank. Your elbows practically touch your rib cage. Good work, Kirsty. Drop the left foot on the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog. Wyndham's already there. Lift your heart. See if you can keep your thighs off the floor and use the full exhale to come to your downward facing dog. Revolve your hips towards the sky. Long breath all the way in. Long breath all the way out. Where do you need to change your pose? How do you dive deeper into the posture and get away from your head? Get away from your thoughts. Listen to your body. Imagine yourself at the beach. You can see big waves breaking with huge white frothy heads to them. Another huge wave comes in. It's your breath coming in this time. You can feel it filling you with the power of a wave, the energy through your body. And as you exhale, shift your gaze to your hands. bend your knees and lightly step or float to the top of the mat. And as you inhale, drop your hips and come on up into your Utkatasana. Let me see you bend your knees and drop your hips and draw your belly in. I can't see this, but I know you can feel this. As you lift your heart and hands towards the sky, Utkatasana. Take another fully powerful breath all the way in, fill your lungs, and as you exhale, stand up, straighten your legs, come into Samastitihi and close your eyes. Press your palms towards your chest. Physically, the thumbs will stop at the rib cage. Energetically, can you feel the energy of your hands move beyond the limitation of your physical body and in towards your heart space until you can almost feel your own heart with your hand energy? Or maybe you just stand there in Samastitihi and feel the beauty of your own breath and gravity through your feet. Lengthen through the crown of your head and engage through your Uddiyana Bandha. Draw your chin in towards your throat, Jalandhara Bandha. Gently activate your pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. And feel your Ujjayi breath. Good. One more long breath in. We're going to come back into Sun Salutation B. Just a simple one, but we'll throw in Trikonasana as well. We'll be fairly flowy this time. I'm coming with you. I'm not watching you. I need you to watch yourself. Inhale both hands towards the sky and exhale into your Utkatasana. Take a big breath in here and exhale into your forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift and then exhale through Chaturanga Dandasana, high plank to low plank. Inhale to an upward facing dog and exhale to a downward facing dog. And breathe your right heel towards the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale. Draw your right knee into your chest and step it forward. Keep your hips low. Inhale, hands towards the sky. Exhale, warrior two, sit low. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, come back to Virabhadrasana 2 and straighten through your right leg. Reach forward through your fingertips and dive the right hand down. Trikonasana. Lift your left hand high and try not to touch anything with your right hand. Use your core, long and strong. Good. Take a long breath in here. Stay for the exhale. Then inhale all the way through warrior two, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel both hands and step back. 3-point chaturanga, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw your left knee to your chest, step it through. Inhale, come on up. Super low crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two, strong. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, come back to warrior two and straighten through that left leg. Get ready for Trikonasana. When you're long enough through the left hip, rotate the left hand down and keep the left hand off your shin, off the floor. Right hand raises towards the sky as you tuck your left hip back and draw your belly in. Lift your right shoulder, frontal plane stretch. Good. Long breath in. Nice. Stay for the exhale. Then inhale to bend your left knee and come all the way through your warrior two to a reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel both hands. One breath, Chaturanga Dandasana on 3 points. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Long breath in. Remember the wave from the ocean filling you with its power, its natural energy. All of this available to you right now through the earth underneath your hands. One more long breath in. Good. Gently draw your knees towards the ground and come into a short child's pose. Draw your toes to touch and rest your feet on the floor and melt your hips consciously even closer to your heels than normal, as long as it's comfortable. And walk your palms a little further from your knees and then melt your head onto the earth or your block or your hands or whatever is comfortable. Don't just hang out here resting. Use this as a way to expand through your upper torso. We've just done all this beautiful asana and woken everything up on the inside. Now we're stretching it out. Your palms are pressing broad into the earth. There's a lovely balance to be achieved between commitment and compassion. 100% commitment is so much easier than 99%. 99% makes it hard. 100% commitment makes it easy. But we need to practice with compassion. We can't just ride roughshod over ourselves. You can work with 100% compassion and 100% commitment at the same time. You just need to listen beyond your physical structure, deep inside. Be honest with what you can hear. Not on the outside, on the inside. Gently opening up through your torso, using this as a stretch, not a rest. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, tuck your toes and come into your downward facing dog, and inhale your right leg up towards the sky. Three-legged dog. I want you to make sure that your right hip is not floating up. It's the same height as your left hip. And you will feel this, because when you get this, your right glutes will fire, your right hamstring, that's the muscles that insert into the top of your leg at the back, will be switched on now. If you lift your right hip, all you'll do is engage some of the bigger muscles in your left thigh, and then your glutes get a rest. So drop your right hip just slightly, and then press even stronger through the back of your right heel. Your toes point towards the earth, but you don't drop the leg. You keep it high and strong and powerful and fully engaged. Wyndham, I hope your left knee is on the ground. Nice. Take a big breath in, and then exhale. Draw your right knee into your chest and step your right foot between your hands, and soften your left knee onto the ground, and allow gravity to move down through your hips as you open through the hips. You can feel a lengthening through the outer left thigh as your hips start to melt towards the ground. When you're ready, start setting up for half pigeon. So just walk your right foot to your left wrist. And very consciously, I know you've done this before, but do it with awareness. Soften your right knee behind your right wrist, and then see if you can get your right ankle a little closer to your left wrist without hurting your knee. Nice. And once you've got the full leverage of your leg to open up through your hips, inhale to lift your heart space, maybe your hands if you want to stretch through the chest as well. And then exhale to walk your hands out in front of you. And as you compress your torso down onto the inside of your right knee, feel your right glute getting stretched. And if your right knee hurts, please practice with compassion for your knee joint. And that means ease out of it or take a modification. But if you notice that your warm body, now stretched and open through the practice, has slightly more acceptance for the posture, then you can choose to go a little bit deeper if it feels right to you in this moment today. And every now and again, you will surprise yourself, because you'll travel through your body, not your head. And when you do, you'll feel your body do different things. And the question that may come to your mind is, whose body is this? And the answer is, it's your body moving beyond the limitations of your mind. Couple more breaths right here. And when you're ready, use your inhale to walk your hands under your shoulder, lift your heart space. And when your heart is lifted, tuck your left toes, take a breath in, and exhale. Lift your bum above your head, downward facing dog, and inhale. Left foot floats, three-legged dog. Both palms are broad and pressing deeper into your mat. Inhale the left foot without lifting your left hip. Sarah, can you drop your left hip for me just a little and press? Good, very good. And press out through the left heel. Your left leg feels like a lightning rod. You can feel the engagement through your left glute and left hamstring. Wyndham, this is probably one that you can really stretch into because your injured foot is elevated off the ground. Can you feel the full presence of your body working for you? Knowing that you're going to look after that foot when it comes back down to the ground. Take a big breath in here, full expression. And then exhale, draw your left knee into your chest. Push the ground away first. Big space between the heart and the floor, and then step your left foot between that space. Wouldn't be super careful. And drop your right knee slowly towards the ground and inhale your hands and heart as high as you wish. Finding a little balance. Press the palms back onto the floor and start setting up for your half pigeon. So your left foot can walk to your right wrist and your left knee can soften behind your left wrist. And you'll take that conscious moment to maybe send your left foot a little closer to your right hand. And then inhale to lift your heart space and maybe even your hands towards the sky. And then when you're ready, Wyndham and Sarah, you're already there, that's fine, stay there. When you're ready, exhale. Walk your hands forward all the way deep, deep, deep inside your posture. There is a serenity to your breathing. And as you allow yourself to stay inside your body, remember the deal we did right at the beginning, your worries can stay outside until your practice is done. But for now, you are free. You are free. One more long breath all the way in through the nose. And please stay for a full exhale. Then inhale to walk your hands back under your shoulders and lift your heart space. Drop your weight down through your left hip. And bring both legs out in front of you. Setting up for Janushurasana. And bring your left foot back in. You're nicely open for this now. Inhale, both hands up towards the sky and draw your left shoulder closer towards your right ankle. And then exhale the forward fold. Try and keep your hands off your foot. There's a temptation to grab the foot and use it for leverage. If that's in your practice, I won't stop you. I encourage you to rest your palms, your hands on the floor, palms facing upwards. So you're not grabbing anything, you're just relaxing through your body. And let yourself soften. Let yourself off the hook. Just until the end of your Shavasana. You can do all the worrying and all the thinking you like after that, but for now, these few short minutes, just give yourself the freedom. And just be present. Just be you. Not for anybody else. Just for you, for your own spirit, for your own well-being, your own heartfelt inner joy. Such a thing does exist. Inhale to gently walk your hands up and lift your heart and then straighten your left leg. Set up for Janushurasana on the other side. Draw the right heel in towards your left thigh and inhale both hands up towards the sky and rotate your right shoulder forward. Press your navel forward and then exhale. Forward fold over that left leg and let the hands rest on the ground. If you want to grab your foot, you can. If you feel the need to do this, as long as you know why. Otherwise, just soften into the pose and let go. One more gentle breath all the way in through the whole of your respiratory system, as if you could wake up every cell, the furthest and most distant parts of your body. Exhale fully, release a little deeper. Then inhale, gently come on up. And get ready for one of those really slow journeys to the earth. So I'd like to bend your knees and lower your torso so it's about 90 degrees in the hips. And if you're arching through your spine at all, lift your chest and draw your shoulder blades back, press the back of your heart with them. And then lift your hands forward like this, as if you're holding a tray above your knees. And take a breath in, and as you exhale, really slowly walk your heels forward and really slowly lower your shoulder blades towards the earth. So the whole of your core is engaged. There's a strength to the midsection of your body that you know is there, and your palms are stretched so you can feel that tray. Your shoulders are still off the floor and your core is fully engaged. As you lengthen through your legs, take another breath and then gently soften to softly place your shoulders onto the floor. When they arrive, exhale to draw your knees into your chest as you soften your whole body. Maybe take a little rock left and right. I'd like you to roll your hips left and right so you can feel the ground massage the back of your sacroiliac joint. That's where your hips touch your spine. And then gently come into a supine twist mid-movement. So send your arms super wide, like you're trying to reach the furthest point of the house. And exhale both your knees over towards the left side of your mat. Now, I don't mind what happens with your knees, but I'd like you to melt your right shoulder down into the earth until you can feel your right shoulder soften into the ground. And allow the breath to massage the whole of your torso. The shift and change in pressure created by the size of your lungs, gently pushing and massaging all the way down through your internal organs, your stomach, all the way up into your throat. And then gently draw your knees back into center and take the same stretch over on the other side through a giant exhale. As you maintain the contact, the back of your left shoulder on the earth. You have just done an awesome yoga practice. You have gifted yourself a whole hour of freedom and gifted your body this beautiful movement. And in return, your body has given you the movement you used for your practice. And in return, you've allowed yourself freedom from your worried mind to go deeper into your awareness and deeper into your heart space. Gently exhale both your knees back into center and give yourself a little hug and move your hips around so they're comfortable. In a moment, we're going to gently relax into our final resting pose. And that is where I will leave you, yogis. I will switch off the machine because I've got to go and set up for another class, but I want you to gift yourself as much time as possible in your Shavasana, because this is for you. So be generous. As your arms soften against the ground and your palms face upwards, your feet soften and flop outwards as naturally and fully as you want them to. Maybe you draw your shoulders slightly closer together and tuck your chin so you can feel the length through the back of your neck, and then actively inhale through both nostrils to fill your lungs. And exhale all the way out through the nose. We're going to take 2 more controlled breaths together, and afterwards I'm going to invite you to drift into the fullness of your Shavasana. 2, 4, 6 breaths. So we're going to focus on the exhale. Allow your cadence to return and let the lungs empty. Inhale with me for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale long and slow. 6, 5. Keep going. 4. Keep going. 3. Keep going. 2, 1. Good. Inhale through the nose. Relax. Breathe normally. Let go. Shavasana. Namaste, yogis.